there. Hello, hello, hello. So I do go into my comments occasionally. I don't go nearly as much as I think I do because I find comments there from weeks ago and I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I see this? But anyway, it's really cool to see that people are watching my old videos, like instructional ones, and like when you go way back in the channel's history, there's some fascinating stuff there. And we used to do a lot more like celebrity videos. And I was thinking, I had a really great idea today, actually. And plus, I promised to answer someone's question. They're like, what is the Saturn of a relationship? So obviously it's from the composite, but we're going to look at that today too. In the side-by-side comparison, Green Knight, hi, hello, hello. So glad to see you. So my idea for today is, and I'll have to say it over and over, so I'll just wait until everybody joins, but I want to use my remote viewing skills on people that would probably give their permission for us to remote view their issues and stuff. I mean, it's what I do when I give readings to people, and what my particular genius is anybody, you know, a client can say, I need you to look at Ralph for me. And Ralph's higher self will decide how much we're allowed to see. And every once in a while, somebody's energy field is closed that day, and it varies from day to day. But, you know, I can look at them on so many levels and get so much information. So I just think it would be really fun if we did that here. If there's somebody that you want me to take a look at, like not invasively, but I was thinking of it even, I don't know, it could be anybody. Like it could be a famous person, it could be a dead person, it could be, I don't know, let's not do imaginary people. So that'd be a little weird. My cardology mentor, what you call me? Oh, that's so cool. I think of you as like force of nature on your own with the cards for sure. So I am getting ready to teach a class, and I am so excited about it. It's going to be a 6-week class. This is one of those really hard things that you just decide that you have to do, so you move towards it even though it's hard. I've been listening to this guy named Andrew Huberman, motivational speaker, and he talks about the power of choosing a goal that is really difficult, not overwhelming or completely out of reach, but something that's just like, oh, this is going to be really hard. And so this class was what I picked, and the first week, we're going to do side-by-side analysis where you take your hand and someone else's hand and you just put the cards side by side. And then eventually, you can look at the conversation you're having between your ascending and descending, you know, and then look at that conversation that they're having. And it can be really informative because you begin to see these cards that show up with each other and karma cards. And it's like, oh, why does this work? And why is this difficult? And you know, we can see where we really have things to teach each other. And, you know, you can do that with anybody's card. And one reason I love the 5 of Diamonds is because when you do the side-by-side, I guess it's what I'd call the synastry. There's incredible synastry. I mean, it's bizarre how much there is. And I think that there must be other cards that have that kind of synastry. And what determines that synastry, obviously, is like odd numbers, even numbers, the same suit, the same number, things like that. And people with a predominantly even hand will have a little more of a hard time with somebody with a predominantly odd hand. Synergy. I like the word synastry. What does it mean?
No idea.
I don't know either.
You just made it up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Synastry. Okay, let's look it up because Stuart and I are word people. In our composite card, our 10 of spades, we have 5 of clubs as our descending Mercury card, which means we love knowledge and information. It's fun. Synastry. Synastry chart calculator. Synastry chart online calculator. Relationship astrology. That's where I'm getting it.
Whoa!
Synastry is the art of relationship astrology. There you go. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about. So it's extremely complicated, of course, and there's so many different places that you can go. Like you do synastry readings. Well, it's another reason I pulled that word out then, isn't it? Because there you are. So what do you guys want to talk about first? All three of us. 4 of us. We have 4 now. Well, usually I do a reading, especially when we have a small group and we're waiting for other people to join. But so I'm going through my second Saturn return, and my big challenge is my Taurus North Node, which is to make it real and like start to get disciplined and routine. And even though I'm an odd card person, to just do like start to do all these skills that are like totally boring to me and very difficult, like consistency. So 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, Colorado time, I will be doing a live. This is my commitment. Jeannie says, but I only read synastry for existing clients because they have to know themselves before they dive into other people's charts. Oh, that's really smart. Yeah, I was talking to my daughter about what I do because I'm kind of on the verge of, I don't know, reinventing myself or making a new website or rebranding. I don't know. Just something is shifting right now. And so we just talked about like, what is it that you do? And I just heard myself saying, I do not want to attract like super young clients who just want to pump me for information. Like they're just pumping the universe for information. And I'm just a tool. I was like, I want to work with people who are ready to do their work. And isn't that an amazing thing when you work with somebody who is like, they want to see what their issues are. They want to look in the mirror. They want this information of like, why isn't this working with this person? What am I not seeing? It's very cool. I also want to write a book called My Private World of Being a Psychic Counselor. It's a private world, right? But so much happens in that world. And it's like, I want to talk about it because it's amazing. Okay, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I've added a new thing that I've been studying, regular schmegular 5 of Diamonds issues. I'm studying graphology. Yes, you guys are information junkies because the 7 of clubs, the 7 in the Enneagram. Are you familiar with that? The Enneagram is, well, the 7 is the, what are they called? I was going to say ectoplasm. No, they're the Epicurean. Is that the word? Where they're into everything. Their sin is gluttony, and they just can't get enough of life. And so they dress in these wild, bizarre colors, and they're like really colorful, and they seem kind of surfacey and don't like to deal with pain. But the 7 of clubs in your moon position means your emotional fulfillment is to be the information junkie. So you know a lot. You're always studying the next thing. So graphology, is that the study of handwriting? Because I studied that when I was in high school. I forgot most of it. But man, people who are good at it are scary good at it. I realize the handwriting analysis has ties to face reading and palmistry, so it's already up my alley. Face reading? Oh my God, I crossed paths with a face reader years and years ago, and I was like, that is the bomb. Chinese face reading. Because sometimes, like, you look at your face and you're like, I look really different today. Okay, here's a reading for those of us that are still watching. I think I'm afraid of being boring, so I think I manifested it. King of clubs, 6 of diamonds, 3 of spades, with a 10 of clubs on the bottom. My yoga teacher's a 10 of clubs, and I can't not see her that way now. She told me, my birthday's on the 25th. And so I'm like, whenever someone tells you their birthday, it's like, you have to know it now. And it becomes a part of everything. Okay, so King of clubs, long range. This is mastery of information, but mastery of internal information. You know what you know. So Okay, guys, I don't know what you're going to have to say about this, because this may not be a gender thing, but it may be a gender biochemical thing. But what I am noticing is that women have had it. I have had it. And they're not tolerating things that they've been tolerating before. That's the general theme. And I have been, like, I had a really good friend who's been learning the cards. She might or might not watch this. But she called me because she was kind of in crisis where her narcissistic ex has pulled everyone to his orbit, her parents, her kids, and everyone thinks that she's the crazy one and needs drugs. And she called me, she's like, I'm freaking out. Like, you know what you know. And this is the narcissist textbook. You know it is. So there's this anger for generations of having been hijacked, having your power hijacked. And so the reason I said, guys, maybe you can relate to this. I don't know. If you're in a situation, hello, good to see you, Julie Purdy. Anybody can be in this situation where they've just had it, of their truth being hijacked. And, you know, that's the microcosm to the macrocosm. And so this King of Clubs really does represent that. So look at that. He's holding a globe. And when I was taking a class with the Mason we know as Robert Camp, he was saying this is the most important card, or the most significant card, or the most powerful card. He said something to that degree, and I knew he was dropping one of those esoteric things. And then when I did a study of the royals and their cards, it's like they have a family obsession with being a club. The Six of Clubs and the King of Clubs in particular. And I think the Six of Clubs, because it's Saturn, is the King of Spades. So it's got a certain kind of protection. But it creeped me out when I was looking at that. I was like, oh my God, one after another. And then, of course, Princess Diana is the Ace of Spades. So far outside that. Blech. But the reason they're clubs is because they know that to control the consciousness is to control the population. It's the opposite of sovereignty, with them hijacking consciousness and knowledge. And so I think there's something going on with this energetically, astrologically. Give me the astrology, ladies. Jeannie says, well, I shouldn't say ladies, right? Because Green Knight's an astrologer too. A lot of you are. Lilith, yeah, there's a lot about Black Moon Lilith, right? She's in Scorpio, conjunct Vesta, so people are being called to assert the medicine feminine energy. And even if that means letting go of people that try to take your autonomy away. Autonomy literally means self-naming. Let me show you something. So I keep my credit card in this little metal case, because they have those bad people have those things where they can just steal your number. But I also have this in here. It's my Chinese fortune, and it says, accept no other definition of your life, except only your own. Right next to my credit card. She also says, the best conjunct to it is like a dedication and devotion to standing up for the self. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it does, that kind of standing up doesn't have to take away from anyone or anything else. It's about saying, hey, I know what I know, and I respect what you know, or what you think you know. Is that terrible? That's the ego coming out. It doesn't matter. Like, in the end, it doesn't really matter who's right. It's about really being in your truth, and the truth that's under that truth. It's always the truth under the truth. Oh, good. Green Knight says, yeah, I love your typos, Jeannie. I actually really love them. Divine feminine, not medicine, but maybe LOL, self-care, self-love, and awareness of what is needed to be cut off can also be medicine. Yeah, interesting, right? Green Knight says, on June 1st, there's a conjunction of Venus, Eris. Eris is feminine, right? She's like the feminine version of Mars. Venus, Eris, and Chiron at 25 degrees Aries. Also, Neptune and Saturn will be in Aries, creating a mega hidden stellium. I actually did a video about it. Can you post a link to a video in the comments? At least give us enough so that we can find it. Oh my God, do a link. Is it on your channel? So like if we push that little dot that is your face, will it go to your channel and then we can find it? You guys, I never even thought about the kind of promoting of each other that we can do here. I am totally down with that. Oh, and my daughter agreed to let me interview her as an 8 of clubs, and we're going to set that up. I don't know how to do the whole, get the Zoom going and then hook it up to YouTube. And I'm like, I'm sure it's idiot simple. And she's going to help me with it. I just don't know how to ask for help. No, I do. I'm just shitty at it. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to open that up to all of you to interview you. And I've also decided that all of you should get into my class for free if you bring somebody else who's going to pay. So you can split the fee or whatever. But I was like, you guys all get into class for free if you can find a buddy to pay for the class. And it's going to be like super cheap, like $30 or $40 per class. Because it's 6 classes and I am going to require that you buy all of them and like create that group container and blah, 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 all of that. So Green Knight, everything you said is so freaking loaded. And I want Jeannie, anyone else who knows astrology, to talk about break it down. Venus, Eris, Chiron, is that the feminine wound? Aries, that's power, and Mars and being like, I have had it. Neptune and Saturn will be in Aries, creating a mega hidden stellium. Yeah, and Saturn is make it real. Neptune is illusion and ideal. Yes, you think faster than you type. I know my brother stutters. This is your version of it. Boiling point, but it can also be a healing point. I love that. You can interview my crazy 8 of clubs like, Julie, you're the 8 of clubs? And Nuts family of N7. Oh, what did you mean by that? Circle of 7? Yes, circle of 7 is what you meant. Yeah, because I'm the 7 of diamonds. She's the 8 of clubs. My mom was the king of spades. My grandmother was the 8 of clubs. I partnered with 2 different men that were 8 of clubs or planetary ruler 8 of clubs. Yeah, it's crazy. And now my partner is 3 of clubs, 9 of hearts. So that's the twin flame thing. Anyway, we're twin flames, honey, aren't we?
Mhm.
That means that.
That means we're just like we were talking about yesterday.
Like what? Oh, yeah, it's unfortunate we're so similar because we're both really fucked up when it comes to money. That's what we were talking about. I found this one other person of this very small population that just can't do money in this lifetime. And then I married him. Okay. Yes, it's on my channel. It's fledgling, to say the least. Fledgling. Oh, that makes me so happy. Like, I really want to support you because you're brilliant and you're really funny. Jeannie, gosh, all my friends are books right now. Are they all writing books? When people look at Lilith, they only look at the black moon mostly and not the asteroid, but the most destructive aspect of it is the dark moon. Yeah. And there's so much more to that, right? It's really about the female liberating herself and coming into autonomy. Like, I'm not going to be known as Adam's ex-wife. I'm going to be known as myself. And when did that whole story come in? Because, I mean, I would question the actual story and the source of it and be like, conspiracy theory about it. But who cares? What's the good that we can glean out of it that we're actually pulling out of our own soul knowledge, of truth? Ooh, what if you did separate 8 of clubs interviews, ask them the same questions and see how they both answer? Ooh, that would be fun. You will also see the nuances between the same birth cards, different rulers. Yeah, that's really true. Yeah. Could do a 8 of clubs special. Yeah, and actually do like maybe 3 total videos on the 8 of clubs, interview 2 people, and then the third one would just be kind of like Q&A, and everybody who has an 8 of clubs in their life could like join in. Julie, yes, I'm a double 8 of clubs August. Oh, Julie, is that rough? Oh. Yeah, I've often thought that that birthday would be very difficult. There are a few birthdays that are the Leo circle of 7 fixed. It would be, yeah, what's the Jack of Hearts that's Leo? Because it's the same. It's like fixed, fixed, fixed. It's like triple strength of being a fixed card. I meant I have no real friends. I hang out and I have conversations with my books. Oh, your books are your friends. I get it. And my family members of our family of 7. Yes. Just making sure I didn't skip any. Eris is more like a female Pluto. It's a dwarf planet, only 50 miles smaller than Pluto is. It's a 500-year orbit, but spends about $150 worth of years. I get the typo. 150 years in Aries, and that's where it's been. And now it's coming into 25 degrees of Aries conjunct Venus, conjunct Chiron with the feminine heel. Oh my God. Oh my God, we have a Scorpio 8 of clubs. Or no, Lord Master Cat says Scorpio 8 of clubs are an interesting bunch. I know 3, all very different. Wow. You know, that there is something about them that they're very different from each other. I've noticed that. Maybe that's one reason I call the cards special. It's another way of saying they're really unique. I'm wearing this shirt because I've got the tan lines that are not like this. I got to go mow the lawn and this kind of... Anyway, I want to make sure I didn't skip. So Green Knight is telling us about Eris. That is intense. Like the female Pluto. Jeannie, do you agree with that? It's a fixed card, the Holy Spirit part of the Trinity. Yes, and the Akash. So it would be a really intense direct line to spirit, which would really put you on the edge of crazy if you didn't know how to find a balance between being human and being spiritually connected. I don't know if that rings true for you, but I have seen it a few times. Yes, it's very much like my brother was. 8 o'clock Jackie Spades, June 22nd. I love your typos. Really do. King of Spades, God, Jack of Hearts, Christ consciousness, and 8 of Clubs, the Holy Spirit, right? So, yeah, I'm just seeing how they're related. Ooh, we got some burn smell, don't we? Did you turn the burner off?
I did.
Good. Jupiter, Saturn. They have a Saturn Plus connection. Okay. Everybody has Lilith in them. It's not an exclusive feminine thing. Yeah, everybody's got like a placement for the Lilith. And what does that placement tell you in a nutshell? Oh, your Scorpio rising. That's so intense, which means the Queen of Diamonds is going to be a very powerful card for you, Julie. But look at your ascending Pluto would be the 9 of Spades. So resolving power and control issues, telling the truth. I think they're control issues largely, that Queen of Diamonds, but it's also trust yourself as a level of mastery with your values and your business. And then that 9 of Spades, you can finally let go of a bunch of stuff. Does that resonate? The story is just an allegory. It's a parable, like most of the mythology blind card interviews. I love it. Eight of Clubs is the therapist card, so they can show up how they need to based on the audience. That's true. They're a little bit like that Jack of Hearts, right? They have kind of that, they're kind of morphic. Or I was actually going to say Joker. I think the Circle of 7 has a relationship to the Joker. They're a little closer to the Joker than, because when you look at the King of Spades or when you look at the Joker, sometimes it's the King of Spades riding on a bike They're telling us something. Blind card interviews. Okay, help me remember what the blind card interview is. This something that I mentioned earlier? And let's do it. Julie, learning astrology since I found the cards helped me tremendously by understanding where everything was placed in my chart. I'm a 4-year astrology student currently, and it changed my life with the cards. Totally. I mean, the information sharing that goes on between the two is intense. Jeannie says, Lilith shows up where in your life you may have to stand up for yourself and perhaps deal with having to be shunned for your beliefs and where people try to control you. Fight back, and it's about autonomy. Blind card interview, same question, same card, seeing how they answer. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I could definitely come up with a list of questions for the 8 of clubs. What's the blind part of it? I'm not getting it. Like, not tell them that we're interviewing them because they're an 8 of clubs? Let's just get a couple of guinea pigs in here. Be like, hey, my friend wants to interview you on her YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell you why. Just a bunch of weird questions for you. I don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. So I just need to figure out where my Black Moon Lilith is. I mean, my astrologer friend did a total download on that. I guess I wrote it down somewhere. I just have to find it in one of these notebooks floating around here. Okay, so I said I would do the side by side. So here's my chicken scratch. And I am going to make Excel spreadsheets for all of these, so there's a little teaser for my class, where you'll get the blank version and you'll be able to fill in what is my moon, sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. And then right under that, you're going to put your partners. And of course, that's the descending. And then you're going to fill in the same thing for your ascending and their ascending. And then the conversations begin. It's a lot of information to cover, but there are themes, things to pull out, and I think I'm going to make it homework before the class to do some of that work. And then when we come together on the class, you'll be somewhat prepared to be like, okay, I noticed that we both have like the 9 of clubs, but mine is in descending Mars and his is in ascending Mercury. So like, what does that mean? Those are going to be the really fun questions to look at, is like where you see intersections and stuff like that. Also, you can just get really big insights about your partner when you look at their Pluto conversation. You look at their descending Pluto and their ascending Pluto, which we just did for the Scorpio 8 of clubs. I'm sorry, I forgot who that was already, but we were looking at that for her. It was Lore Master. No, she said she knows. No, Julie said she's Scorpio rising. So I was saying, look at your Pluto cards. So when you look at that conversation they're having with their Pluto, sometimes you can just step back and have more compassion for like how hard that is. Other things just jumped out, like, oh my God, between my partner and I, we have all the 9s. And I was like, if I just plug the one word in, vague, how are we vague in each one of these ways? And I was like, oh my God, talk about looking in a mirror. Like a blind date show, but they're all the same cards. So you're asking all the contestants same questions. Oh my God. Wouldn't that, it's like the blind date show. It's like the dating game, but they're all 8 of clubs. That would be so funny. Well, they could all know it, right? The blind part is that they can hear each other's answers. You notice how the Joker and some pictures is holding a 3 of spades in his hand, which is the great actor, can be whoever. Add the value of the 8 of clubs together twice. 3 of spades, 42. 3 of spades is 3 8 of clubs. Oh, that's crazy. Yes, I'm not letting her, the other 8 of clubs, hear what the first 8 of clubs answers were. You need to know where all 3 of your littlest are if you really want to interpret it. You mean Lilith, right? All 3 of your, yeah, Green Knight, what did you mean? They can't hear each other. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know how I would do that on YouTube, but if you guys want to get in touch with me and explain to me how we could do that, I would be totally down. I think that would be really fun. And I love that somehow this idea is evolving around the 8 of clubs. There's a reason for that. There's the energy of the card. Oh, okay, so we're talking about sovereignty, naming yourself, and the whole Black Moon Lilith and the healing of the feminine wound. This is so, guys, how is this affecting you? Is it? Just do separate videos and then edit them to blend them together. Oh, okay. I might have to ask Jono, my stepson, about that. Okay, what is the center card? 6 of diamonds. This is today. I was thinking about doing this all about the 6 of diamonds today, but I feel like I've talked about it already. I think it's because I did on my TikTok. So on my TikTok, you guys answer me this. So those of you that have followed me over there see that I've started with the Jack of Diamonds, and I go on there every once in a while and just do 10 minutes on 10 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 8 of diamonds, and I got down to the 5 of diamonds was the last one, and Jeannie was there. She's like, you know I'm watching. It was awesome. So the 4 of diamonds is the next one. But tell me this, why did the Jack of diamonds, so I'm holding up all 4 jacks in the thumbnail, even though I just talk about one jack, that's gotten over 200 views, and the other ones are all right around 100 or 50. I don't know what it is that, and it doesn't mean everyone's watched it. I know, it just means they're scrolling through. It's just like, it drives me crazy, the scrolling culture that we've turned into. How do you even market to that, you know? King of clubs goes right along with Lilith, right? King of clubs sits Uranus, right? Which is about rebellion. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, that's really powerful. Did everyone follow that, what Jeannie said? So this sits in Uranus, and that's what Lilith is all about. And this is the first thing that came up, and reclaiming our truth. No way, Amazon just arrived at Green Knight's house with the Mystic Test book. It's a trippy book. They have nothing but negative things to say about the 4s. So like, be curious about that. It's like, how did culturally, what did this mean? The Chinese culture also thinks that 4 is very unlucky. And I've just unraveled it, and I'm like, it's just homeopathic medicine. It's going to show you a kind of weakness that you need to strengthen from within. It's about insecurity, right? Or instability. It's like you get jabbed with an insecure situation when you get a 4, but it's all about creating security from within, right? I mean, that's how I decoded it. But anyway, yeah, that Mystic Test book is trippy because there's a lot of really ancient formulas in there. And thank God in this lifetime, some guy just stepped in and said, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, because it's endless, right? I just want to make sure I didn't skip. No, I didn't. Do the same thing, dating game with compatible cards and see if they are. Oh, that would be interesting too. That would be so fun to do the dating game with the cards. Oh, we're cooking with creativity with the Akashic Holy Spirit 8 of clubs energy. Another fun fact, on August 18th, Leo, the fix doesn't move. One will you add the value of the 8 twice with the 10 of hearts. Decon.